We Minnesotans love hashtag one of us stories. You know, the local guy done good. You look at Adam Thielen, Detroit Lakes enthusiast, CJ Ham, the pride of Duluth, as well as the marvelous Marcus Sherrills, University of Minnesota Golden Gophers, John Marshall High School, Rochester, Minnesota. Med City represent. There you go. Boom. So enter a fellow Minnesotan from the North Star State. Dad, there, don't you know, that could be a top 5, if not a number 1 overall pick in next year's NFL draft. Trey Lance, the pride of Marshall, Minnesota, southwestern Minnesota. After there. Right. And yeah, but the Gophers didn't offer him. Yeah, we'll mention that several times throughout this video. But some background, Trey Lance. 6'3", 224, going to be a redshirt sophomore this football season. His dad was a star at Southwestern Minnesota State University in Marshall. Yep, go Mustangs. NSIC represent. He was a 3-star recruit coming out of Marshall High School, put up 1,386 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, as well as 641 yards on the ground, 10 touchdowns as a senior for the Marshall Tigers. And yeah, the Gophers did not offer him. Yes, 3-star recruit, number 8 overall ranked recruit in the 2018 class coming out of the state of Minnesota, but the Gophers did not offer him. Great, cool. Did get offers from South Dakota State, Northern Illinois, NDSU, as well as Cornell. Maybe you've heard of it. Before deciding to take his talents north to Fargo. Redshirt 2018 for the Bison, then took the reins as a redshirt freshman 2019, and oh baby, oh my goodness. So his debut was at Target Field against the Butler Bulldogs, and Lance made a damn statement. 10 out of 11 passing for a $185, 4 touchdowns, as well as ran for 116 yards on 5 carries and 2 touchdowns as well. Bison rolled over the Bulldogs 57-10. That's just a little taste of what was to come last season. You like the juice, huh? Led the Bison to another undefeated season, going 14-0, another FCS national title, blah, blah, blah. Lance ended up completing 66.9% of his passes, nice, for 2,786 yards, 28 touchdowns, 0 picks, 0. Goose egg, D'Angelo Russell, as well as a sexy 9.7 yards per attempt. Plus, he ran for 1,100 yards, as well as 14 touchdowns, 6.5 yards per carry, which is just amazing. First team all MVFC, as well as MVFC Offensive Player of the Year. Won the Jerry Rice Award for Best FCS Freshman, as well as the Walter Payton Award, the FCS Heisman equivalent, and somehow, some way, ended up as second team FCS All-American. What? Behind something called Case Cookus from Northern Arizona. Case Cookus sounds like if Keenum and Dalvin had like some sort of Roman emperor baby. Case Cookus, Emperor Augustus. Boom. There you go. Daniel Jeremiah, NFL Network, got on the hype train. He's in. He's fully in. He tweeted this out. Quote, finished 3 games of NDSU quarterback Trey Lance. He's outstanding. Crisp, clean footwork. He can make every throw, and his decision-making is top shelf. He picks his spots to take shots, but he will show patience and take what's given underneath. He can extend plays, and he's tough. End quote. And it really is a lot of fun watching him play. And again, the Gophers did not offer him. But Trey, he's big, he's fast, he's got a rocket arm, he's accurate, and he does make good decisions with the football, whether it be throwing or they run a lot of read option at NDSU, so a lot of decisions at the mesh point, making good decisions for the running back as well as himself running, and as well as running a lot of RPOs and choosing to hand off, run, throw, whatever you want to do. Trey Lance, it really is ahead of the game. It's really impressive for a redshirt freshman. As well as NDSU offense coordinator Courtney Messingham has really been doing a great job with the Bison, and he's really catering that offense to Lance's skill set. And also, the fact that the 0 picks, and just like DJ said, he does take care of the football, as well as in that offense, reads are relatively simplified. A lot of play action off of that zone read does freeze that defense. It's a lot of option 1, option 2, not open run sort of deal, but he does make great decisions with the football and is extremely accurate. So I think that he is rather scheme agnostic. So you could come into the NFL, you could fully cater a system to him, a la what the Ravens did with Lamar Jackson. I think you would fit in fine with like a Kubiak West Coast offense. There we go. As well as certainly has the arm strength to get to an Eric Coryell or Earnhardt Perkins type offense as well. And plus, when things get off schedule, he really is good at improvising. He does really have a bit of the Big Ben, Cam Newton. Hey, I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna keep this play live. I'm gonna look downfield, play schoolyard football, as Big Ben and Cam have been so great at throughout the years. Right. Also, he does look to throw first. Like a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of college running quarterbacks that put up the running stats that Trey has are always looking for, all right, so first read in there, I'm going to take off, run, take what we can get. You never go broke, dang to profit. But you'll notice that Trey always is looking downfield. So once scramble drill gets on, he's looking to still throw. Like he's still going to be a quarterback first. And great footwork, like DJ said, throws from a great base. Throwing motion is a little sidearmy, but think of like Phillip Rivers, think of Patrick Mahomes. They've sort of made it work. So basically, we're just nitpicking at this point, right? And you just cannot say enough about how the ball just pops out of his hand. It's really amazing. It's a little bit like Michael Vick, flick of the wrist, and all of a sudden it goes 65 yards. Boom. And again, the Gophers did not offer him. It's just so weird. Right in your backyard, man. Yeah. Now, I think the big three quarterbacks heading into the 2021 draft are, of course, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, as well as Trey Lance. I think it's going to be those three at this moment in time. And of the three, in fact, of all the quarterbacks that could come out next year, I think Trey's draft stock is the safest because NDSU likely going to go undefeated, likely win another national title. And he's going to put up insane numbers. He's going to dominate. He's never going to really be tested. And also people might be a little bit fatigued of Trevor Lawrence. I mean, 3 years of being the number one guy. A lot of draftniks will go countercultures like 16 reasons why Trevor Lawrence will not be the number one overall pick. We'll see some of those critiques. As well as, Luck got picked apart eventually. Remember him at Stanford? That's probably the only comparable to the extended hype that Trevor Lawrence has had, or maybe Johnny Manziel, the 2 years that he was at Texas A&M as a starter. But Justin Fields also, I think, is TBD. I think he is probably the most questionable accuracy-wise. He does have a lot to prove there, so I think that he is third chair as of this point. But, Trey, you could easily say that at this time next year, or, well, not this time, but March, early April next year, that his draft stock will either be at the same level or even higher as it is right now. And you can't really make that claim about the other guys, right? So could it eventually be a Lawrence or Lance debate for the number one overall pick? Taking L's for Lance, taking L's for Lawrence? It certainly could be. Never say never. Plus, it'd be really cool to have a kid from Minnesota be the number one overall pick, or a top 2, top 3 pick. And again, the Gophers did not offer him, right? As well as it's not unprecedented. Look at NDSU quarterback great Carson Wentz, went number 2 overall in 2016, coming off of a really solid 2014 as first season as a starter. Again, not as impressive as Lance's 2019 season. And then Wentz, people forget, he had a really injury-plagued final year in Fargo in 2015, which is, again, a sign of things to come with Carson Wentz. But he still went number 2 overall, which is pretty damn amazing, right? So, again, would be awesome. Great kid, great athlete, great quarterback, just getting after it. And, again, the Gophers did not offer Trey Lance. Yeah. All right, but your thoughts, Trey Lance, let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, pull some of the Venmo. Plus give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.